Domonique, do you believe this was the right move for the Cardinals to make?
No. I mean, I don't think I'm alone. It's not a novel idea. I think that it's hard to find reasons why you would hire Kliff Kingsbury, and it seems like the only reason is like at one point he may have given a high five to Sean McVay. Like I'm not sure he was close to him. He had Mahomes in college, which was his best offensive year as a coach was with Mahomes, and it's not as if he made something out of nothing with Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if you guys noticed, Patrick Mahomes is pretty good. And finally, the thing that's really confusing to me is we in the media react so negatively. I think the Falcons hired a search firm to find a head coach a few years ago. The Browns have in their past, and many people made big jokes about how stupid it is for an NFL team to hire a search firm. This is why they need to, because they do stupid things like this. Like, this is embarrassing. They're just reacting to a fad. Like, I remember when throwback jerseys were cool. I bought some throwback jerseys.
Oh, no, they're not cool anymore?
But I did not make my entire wardrobe consisted of throwback jerseys. This is tantamount to that. It's like, there's a cool thing. People are doing it. Let's do it.
I'm going to have to empty out half my closet. Having said that, D. Wood, what jumped to your mind?
Well, I looked at Steve Wilkes, who was there 1 year and got fired, okay? I understand it was underwhelming. He had a rookie quarterback. I get it. Organization, you want to move forward? Fine. But then you replace him with a guy who didn't even have a winning record at Texas Tech in the Big 12. So naturally, the next question everyone wants to say, well, it's Texas Tech in the Big 12. Okay, but his predecessor, Mike Leach, won at Texas Tech, and the Big 12 had a 47-33 record in conference. So that right there dispels the whole notion, you can't win at Texas Tech. So to me, it kind of smears like, what are we doing right here? What is the front office? What's the criteria? What do they think about bringing in a guy who was less successful in college?
You tell me what they're thinking.
Yeah, they're thinking he's a great quarterback developer, and that has been proven over time. Look, he hasn't always had the pieces around those quarterbacks at Texas Tech to have the success that maybe you would expect, but I think this is all about Josh Rosen, and he's known to be difficult at times to coach. He's known to be very particular about what he wants. Very cerebral guy, but I bet he was consulted about this and at least had some sort of say in who they would bring in. He likes Kingsbury. They want to bring him in. They want to see what they can do with him to make him better. And when you look at Mahomes and Rosen, they both have extreme arm talent. So that's something you can do.
Here's my rebuttal to what you're saying, Laura. The head coach position is not a glorified quarterback.
But it is all over the place now.
And it shouldn't be. To me, the number one thing you have to be as a head coach, you have to be a leader of men. That's the number one thing. It's more about being a CEO than rather, we need to just bring in a guy who can specifically develop a quarterback.
I need to challenge that, guys, because I mean the narrative everywhere was Jared Goff was a bust because Jeff Fisher was his coach, and they bring in Sean McVay, and suddenly Jared Goff is justifying being the first pick in the draft. That makes some sense to me, and that's what they're thinking here.
I mean, like a lot of bad decisions, there is a logic ladder that you can follow to get to it. I think that I understand that, but this still ends in a bad decision. I think in the best scenario, you hire a quarterback whisperer to whisper to your quarterback, not to lead your whole team. And because people believe that it's worked out in LA with the Rams, they think that they can replicate it, and they can't. Each situation is different, and you need a coach for that situation. Just copying what your neighbor did because they had success doesn't mean that it's going to work.
The one thing I would say is that I actually do think Kingsbury is a great leader of men, and I've seen that at the college level. He's even been able to change his offense completely in a week's time, trying to make sure that it matches his backup quarterback to his strengths. So I think he is somebody who can do that. And I get it. He has to be the head coach of the whole team. He's not just the quarterback coach. But
I understand that if that is the reason why they hired him, but I don't feel like that's the reason why they hired him. They hired him because they saw what McVay did out there in LA, and they think that they can replicate it. And I think that's just foolish because the resources and the processes that they have down there aren't the same as in LA. That would be like me saying, well, Laura, you look great today. Your hair looks awesome. And then I try it because I want to look awesome. No, it's not going to work on me because I'm not you.
Let's put my hair on Neek tomorrow and see how that goes.
That would be a problem.
That for later on in the show.